What up, guys? Happy New Year's, happy everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the holidays and everything. So today we're gonna get into a little bit of a new video, a new little thing I'm doing. I'm gonna review Wrestle Kingdom 14. Now, I've been saying it for a while. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm a huge wrestling fan, and Wrestle Kingdom is one of my favorite nights of the year. You know, so I'm just gonna review it, go over my reactions, the storyline, and everything. So I'm gonna just get straight into it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Alright, guys. So before I go into the matches and everything and into all the plots, I just want to say Wrestle Kingdom 14 was one of the biggest payoffs of a storyline I've ever witnessed. It's just, if you've been watching New Japan and you've been watching it since Wrestle Kingdom 12 or Wrestle Kingdom even I want to say what was it, 8, when 7 years ago when Naito and everything. Um, this is one of the biggest payoffs of a storyline I've ever seen. It took about 7 years to get to this point, and it just for all the fans and everything, I think it was just awesome, and it was just a big way to pay it off, and to end this storyline and go into the next one. So I just want to say that before I get into it. It's just a remarkable thing that Gato and Jado did, with the company and with the storyline. It's just it you know it's just a beautiful thing to witness. So yeah, I just want to say this is like one of my favorite, I think, wrestling nights, because it was night one and night two, obviously, but wrestling, event that happened in the past, I want to say in the 10 years. Obviously the decade just ended, but I mean the storyline kind of grew off the decade, and it was kind of like, and that's just the thing. I'll get into that later when I get into the end of the show, which will be the main event of the whole Wrestle Kingdom. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go into Wrestle Kingdom 14 Night One, the first match, which is the Liger 10-man match. It was the introduction, the intro, or should I say, the first match that started it, and the second to last match that Jushin Thunder Liger was gonna have. Now, um, watching this, all of these guys, Tatsumi Fujinami, Taguchi, um, who else is there? Sano, um, and a lot of other guys were there. Um, and then Jushin Thunder Liger obviously coming out. Kevin Kelly, the announcer, Kevin Kelly, Rocky Romero, and a couple others. I don't know the other two guys' names, but I know they're always there. Um, they did a great job announcing, like who these guys are and what they mean to the company and to the business. And it's like, me watching these guys come out, it's like, man, I have New Japan World, so I really am gonna think about, going back into archives and watching some of those great Jushin Thunder Liger rivalries and matches that he had with all these greats. Um, so there's so I'm just going into that. And it was crazy. Like, you could feel the intensity when Jushin Thunder Liger came out. The intensity just grew off. When Jushin Thunder, the fire, the pyro, and everything, man, it felt great. And I actually have a Jushin Thunder Liger video that I'm gonna be talking about in a later video. I have this really cool video that I'm gonna post. It's gonna be awesome. Just, yeah. So look out for that. Um, but yeah. So going into Jushin Thunder Liger. So I luckily had the privilege to watch one of his last matches in during this tour, because obviously the tour was, he had obviously the tour, the retirement tour. So he was gonna go through the whole year until he got to Wrestle Kingdom, where Wrestle Kingdom Night 2, January 5th, was gonna be his last match. And I got to see him. Now I don't remember what day it was, but it was at Long Beach, the Walter Pyramid, at for the what was it, the Super Junior tournament, for the Super Junior tournament, I believe, and I got hit. I got to see Jushin Thunder Liger there for the for the tour, so that was awesome. I've gotten to see him, I think once before as well, in Long Beach in the same area. I think it was Fighting Spirit Unleashed. I think that was for that show. I was able to see Liger perform a couple times, before live actually. So it was a pleasure, uh, you know, wa- being able to watch Jushin Thunder Liger. Like he wasn't in his prime, but I mean that was the whole thing that of the discussion of retirement. Having people kind of doubt him in his ability now, and he didn't want people to doubt him anymore. So um, you had people. It was just a great feeling in that. Even though it wasn't the last match, you could tell that like this is leading towards the end of his career. I but so the match, Taguchi actually pinned Liger in the match. Obviously, Jushin Liger is one of those um, old school guys who has how would you say, he likes to put over the young guy. Obviously, Taguchi not that young, but you get my point. Always go out with a loss in your last match. Go out how you came in. That's how they say. Um, but so the second and third match was were they 8-man tag matches? I don't really remember. So I don't remember if it was 8-man or 6-man tag. But it was Lij versus Suzuki Gun, right? Yeah, Lij versus Suzuki Gun, and then Chaos versus Bullet Club. So that's what they had to that's what they had after. So that was match one, match two, and match three. I'm gonna skip over those just because those kind of play into night two of the event. So um, going into not night one, match four, which is from what I remember was where here. Oh, Juice Robinson, David Finlay versus God. So Finn Juice, but it was I'm big fan of Juice Robinson, big fan of David Finlay, getting to see him finally be able to get into the Tokyo Kingdom and be able to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom. Pretty cool for that, and then obviously the Gorillas of Destiny, Tamatanga, Tangaloa. Those guys are animals. They are very good in the ring and everything. They're one of the best tag teams out there. And just just seeing that storyline from winning the World Tag League to getting to Wrestle Kingdom where they were gonna fight for those tag titles, man. Um, it's a big thing because you could tell that the storyline was kind of built on David Finlay mostly. How he's finally getting his first championship shot. You know, and especially with his best friend, which is Juice Robinson, and being able to be in a successful tag team. That was a big thing. And going into the match, I kind of felt that God was gonna get the win. Um, Ending up, Juice Robinson and Finn Juice came out with the win, big win. Win a tag team, or should I say the heavyweight tag team championships. And yeah, it was a big pop for the guys. Well deserved by Dave Finlay. You know, and I think Juice has kind of held on to what the U.S. title and now the heavyweight championship. So he's doing great. He's doing great, and now he's gonna be able to tag team with Dave Finlay. Hopefully, they keep those titles on for a while. Those guys have been great. You know. And then going on to the next match, this one's a funny one. So this one's Jon Moxley versus Lance Archer. Man, it's great to see Jon Moxley out of fucking that hellhole that he was in and of WWE, and he's on another level now. And I think he's probably the biggest wrestler in North America right now. You know, with what he's done, and being able to go to Japan. And it wasn't like this wasn't a popcorn match. You could totally feel the crowd was into it. I don't know if it was because they knew Jon Moxley was in WWE, because they have very much respect for that, or if it was because Lance Archer is just that much of a badass, and they know Jon Moxley's a badass too. I didn't know. I kind of don't know. Why they were so into it. Other than, man, they're just two awesome competitors to watch. And this is a Texas Death Match, so how they kind of explained it. They didn't really explain it too much. Kevin Kelly kind of did his best to kind of explain. Rocky Romero did too. That what the Texas Death Match was. So it's kind of like a I Quit match, um, last man standing rule. So like knockout or I Quit. So you tap out, say you quit. Um, you go by knockout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You count to 10, and they're down. And that's kind of how it ended. So, uh, you know, uh, back and forth, just grueling beatdown that these guys just did. You know, one of the best things was Lance Archer getting. So Lance Archer, I don't know where he got it. I don't know if he dug it in his pants or what. I completely don't know where he got this at or where it was. But he pulled out a paper bag. He pulled out a paper bag and started choking Moxley with it. And I was like, what the hell, man? He's gonna kill him. Um, Sorry, my voice is getting raspy. I think I'm getting a little sick here. But yeah, let me go into stay into it. So now this match was a good match. I prefer this match over the what was it? The lights out match or the unsanctioned match that Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega had. This is more of a, I liked it more because it was more storyline. It wasn't that much of a garbage wrestling, really. They had a storyline, they built to it. Jon Moxley and what Kenny Omega did was kind of, a little bit garbage wrestling. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy watching it. I kind of enjoyed watching it, but it's not my cup of tea. But that's for another time. This time we're talking about Wrestle Kingdom and what Jon Moxley did here. Um, they did good. I mean, the only thing was that the finish, man, the finish was ugly, and I mean brutal. Like, it was one of those things where, like, man, you feel for these fucking guys. But so yeah, so we're talking about the finish. So Lance Archer puts up, he gets two Japanese tables. So he puts um one and one, two next to each other, right next to the apron. So he goes, Lance Archer, I believe he tries to go for a choke slam or a suplex. I don't really remember. But, Jon Moxley counters it, and he puts him into the Death Rider. Goes out, boom, hits him into the Death Rider, into the two tables. And, man, they broke. And I mean they broke. Luckily, they broke there. I was like, man, these Japanese tables, they're two big guys, but you never know with these tables. So I was kind of worried on, if it won't break or not, if it'll break or not. But luckily it broke. But then again, you can see the wear and tear on these guys. I mean, Lance Archer was cut from his shoulder, and you can slowly see from the blood from the shoulder to the elbow. It was just pouring. He was pouring out blood. I mean, it was one of those gruesome things because it wasn't the face that was bleeding. It was like, it was the arm that was bleeding. It's something that, obviously, cuts and stuff. But man, this guy was drenched in blood on his, I believe it was his left arm that was bleeding. So, and then Moxley just, Moxley got into the ring, 1, 2. I think he got up at the count of 9. He got cut up. He got up at the count of 9, count of 10. Jon Moxley wins the U.S. title, and from yeah. So from what I remember, Jon Moxley he gets the U.S. title, and then he goes after the microphone. So then he, like, says he's a betting man. No, he's a gambler and he's a betting man. That, he's gonna take it all and he's gonna beat the crap out of Juice Robinson. You know, saying that he's gonna get his that tomorrow is the last of the rivalry. You know, is Juice Robinson losing the title to John Moxley losing the G1 to Juice. You know, Juice kind of eliminated him completely out of the G1. You know, so they were supposed to finish up their match, but John Moxley got sick. Lance Archer pulled out transitional champion for this event, so it kind of worked out well. But yeah, so that's how that did. And next one is the junior heavyweight title. So this one, Ospreay versus Hiromu Takahashi, and I think that's Hiromu Takahashi, right? I didn't write down his name. Fuck, feel stupid now. Um, but yeah, so talking about this match, um, man, you know, I know Will Ospreay gets a lot of crap for his bumps. You know, I'm not a big fan of taking risky bumps because you never know how far so that injury could be. That bump could take you. You know, you can only get that many bumps in a lifetime. But Will Ospreay, I mean, in this match, I was looking more towards Will Ospreay, what he was gonna do. But then again, I mean, he's kind of grown from that. I mean, you know, he's so much better than he was. Some can argue that he's the best wrestler right now. But Hiromu, man, Hiromu came out and he's proven that he's still a junior heavyweight. Hiromu came out, you know, taking a lot of these bumps, man. I got kind of scared and kind of worried because Hiromu was taking these massive bumps. I mean, massive bumps to the neck. The neck that he just got surgically repaired. So so it just, you know, it got me, you know, like, man, like he must have been really healthy, or that, or you know, he's just not taking care of his body, because some of the things that he was doing, man, I was kind of worried for him. But going into you know, the finish, he kind of really like debuted a new finisher, which is a what was it? He called it a time bomb two. He called it time bomb two. Hiromu gets the win. We got ourselves a new junior heavyweight, and he's gonna go face Liger as the junior heavyweight champion. So pretty cool. Will Ospreay, obviously, I think they're looking towards him being in the heavyweight division now. So going on that. So that's the what's. Oh, before I go into that, actually, I still have notes for. No, I don't. I don't have any. I thought I had more notes. I don't. Yeah. So that's the end of my notes. I literally stopped taking notes. So all those things I said before, I had notes for. These I don't have any notes because, man, I was way into it. I was way into it week for Wrestle Kingdom, the Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 and all the Wrestle Kingdom Night 2, man. Um, it really from I was actually, you know, in wanted to watch it because I love New Japan and I love pro wrestling, and Wrestle Kingdom is one of my favorite nights. But I also was doing it for a video, so I was writing down notes. Um, when I got to Naito versus Jay White, man, I was synced into my seat, man. So this match, man. I don't know. Okay, so I'm kind of speechless when it comes to this match and everything that kind of happened after it, just because I believe it has to be one of the best matches, um, of I think Naito's career. You know, and you could completely argue with that, but I just think, man, Naito and Jay White just told a completely great story, honestly, if I go back into watching other Naito matches, then I'll probably take that back. But man, at the moment right there, man, it was one of the greatest matches that Naito has ever done. So going into the double championship match, I honestly thought it was gonna be Jay White versus Kota Ibushi. That obviously doesn't happen. Um, but the reason I felt that it would have been Jay White is because uh, it's just a scary feeling, right? Because what they've done with Jay White and what Jay White has done uh, for his career and everything, um, not many people could do what he's doing right now. I think he's the best heel in the game. All argues aside from MJF, I believe Jay White has been doing it longer, and Jay White is completely in tune with it. MJF, you can see signs of maybe he wants to be hated, but to the point where it's like, can he truly be hated? Because the thing about MJF is that he likes taking cheap heat. He loves the cheap heat. Jay White loves the cheap heat too, but he knows the difference between and this is for him being a young age. Jay White knows the difference between cheap heat and a storyline, telling a beautiful storyline in the ring, which um um which is completely different from what MJF. So I have to give the best heel in pro wrestling right now. It has to be Jay Switchblade White. Um, I've been a big fan of Switchblade since his arrival back to New Japan, since his excursion. Um, but man, he's on a different level right now, man. I think he's one of the guys that kind of did what Prince Devitt, or should I say Finn Balor did, um, over there with the Bullet Club to now doing this. I mean, he really does remind me to the AJ the Finn Balor type Bullet Club. You know, the very heat. He just loves heat, but instead of like gloating in the heat, man, he just wants to get hated, and he hates everyone. It so I'm done talking about Jay White, but I mean he's just grown into the most hated, and that kind of goes into a storyline, right? The most popular wrestler, which is my favorite wrestler, Tetsuya Naito. Um, he's the most popular wrestler in New Japan. Um, in all of wrestling, one of the most popular wrestlers, right? And then you have the most hated wrestler in the business in Jay White. So it gives a great story tell for the Intercontinental Championship to going into the main event, right? So obviously the storyline was based on Naito and Naito. I mean, it's just a beautiful storyline. Now I'm gonna go into it deep. I'll probably cut it short to the point where I'll skip night two quickly, just to tell you my reaction to this whole storyline that they built upon. I mean, it's just beautiful. Um, so you obviously Naito goes into Wrestle Kingdom. He gets voted out of Wrestle Kingdom. AJ and Shinsuke main event it. Naito and Okada don't are not, because Naito goes to excursion, goes to Mexico, brings a new character. He wins the G1 Climax, go to Wrestle Kingdom 12, loses to Okada. Now the Intercontinental, no, he has the Intercontinental, but can't win the G1, and he finally is able to even grasp. And then how they told the story. The story is one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. From that, and then they go on to saying that he's in the bottom of the ninth inning. He's in the bottom ninth inning, and he's run down. He's run down, and he needs to tie the game here. It's 2 outs, and he's trying to get the game here. Man, it's just a great story to tell. So you have Naito doing this crazy stuff. Obviously, Naito being Naito, and JY just being JY, being a prick, being a heel. And Gato's there. And this got to the wire. This cut kind of right through the wire, because I honestly felt that Jay White was going to pull this out. Red Shoes Uno was there. Jay White pushes Naito into Red Shoes. Red Shoes falls, obviously. Now Gato's going to come in. I believe Gotoh hits. No. He tries to hit Naito with the chair. Um, Naito like beats the crap out of Gotoh. They go on into their little thing. Um, you know, all of a sudden, Night Gotoh comes in, and I don't know if it was Jay White or Gotoh, but I believe it's Jay White. Jay White goes, oh no, that's correct. I'm sorry. So what happens is that before all this, they go one. I believe Gotoh distracts Red Shoes again of Jay White. Then gets the chair and not even swings it. He completely just throws it into Naito's head. He's not even blocking his head. He just blocks it with his goddamn face. And I honestly thought it was over. You know, he goes for the Blade Runner, and all of a sudden, Destino, you know, on Jay White, and it's 1, 2, 3. Naito pulls out the victory to be IWGP Intercontinental Champion for the fifth time. I believe it's for the fifth time or fourth time. I don't really remember. But he ties the game in the ninth inning, and he has 2 outs, and bases are loaded, and all he needs is one more run to finish what he's wanted, was to be a double champion and be able to win the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Um, Man, that was something special, man. I was so excited. I marked out completely. I jumped up. I, I just completely marked out, man. I completely marked out for that. Now going into the Okada Ibushi match, the storyline kind of was just that Ibushi really wanted the IWGP title. You know, he was going to try to get himself to put himself in another level. You know, because all he really wanted is IWGP. Um, he wanted to finally hold it. You know, I'm not going to talk about this match too much because it's kind of it's kind of a bland storyline. But Kota Ibushi's kind of storyline doesn't go into it leads more into night 2 than it is night 1. Obviously, the loss kind of puts a big picture on it. But yeah, this is the storyline of Ibushi wanting to be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and coming short from Okada. Man, this match was brutal, man. We saw a lot of rainmakers. We saw Kamago is, man. I honestly thought Kota Ibushi was gonna pull this off. He makes one mistake, just like Naito did at Wrestle Kingdom 12, and yeah, he Okada catches him with the Rainmaker, and it's over. 1, 2, 3. And I don't mean to be like negative on the match, but it was a great match. Don't call me wrong. I mean, don't think otherwise. But it's just it's just a storyline, kind of a small storyline into a big storyline. You know what I mean? I'll get into Ibushi's storyline later, but so now Naito comes out, and Naito, if we remember correctly, Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 12, I believe it's at Wrestle Kingdom 12 at the main event, when he speaks that Naito would never have a chance to main event a Wrestle Kingdom ever again, and obviously that hurt Naito real bad, and Naito's finally saying, "Well, I'm back," to Okada, and so that kind of like the storyline. I think they just built it greatly. They built off it, and I really didn't think they were gonna be able to do this, but I think it paid off, man. So this storyline, this rivalry has grown from when Naito first won the G1, and man, it's just one of those things where it's like, wow, like it's one of the greatest ones I've ever like got to witness. So we're going into night 2. And so obviously the Juice Thunder Liger matches to start, and we got Juice Thunder Liger tagging up, and it's Ryu Lee and Hiromu that are wrestling Juice Thunder Liger. Not much to talk about here, just that just remembering Juice Thunder Liger's career. Really, Juice Thunder Liger got a great send off, and I love the announce team when Kelly was like, I really do not want this to end. It has synced in, and we are witnessing the last match. And that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like, man, like watching the match and being a part of it on my living room it's just amazing to see this. One of the greatest wrestlers, Jushin Thunder Liger, be able to send off at Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome. You know, and be beloved by all of these be beloved by all these wrestling fans. You know, you had women and everyone crying just by the send off of the Jushin Thunder Liger. So you know, yeah, just for everything he did in the business. I mean, it was a great send off for him. Hiromu got the pinfall on Jushin Thunder Liger, so there's that. Now I believe after again I have no notes, so I don't know the order of the matches, but I believe after this is the Yoan Show versus El Fantasmo and Taji Hiramoshi. I hope I'm saying that right. But for the IWGP Light Heavyweight Champion Tag Team Championships, I should say. So you know, obviously it's kind of a small storyline. You know, Yo and Show kind of are have never won at the Tokyo. They have never won Wrestle Kingdom, right? They have never won. I don't think they've ever won, right? Did they say that? Did they never won? I think so. I think they said they never won at Wrestle Kingdom. But whatever it is, but Yo and Show, you know, having that moment, obviously, El Fantasma and Taji um, kind of cheated their way to get steal the they stole the championships and stole the um the Power Struggle trophy um or whatever it's called. I don't remember. Um, but you know they get the title back obviously, and then Yo and Show came out with the win. I love the finish of the match. So it turns out that Yo and Show had a cup. They had a cup where they were awaiting the low blow of El Fantasmo, and El Fantasmo punches. I believe it's Show. I believe it's Show. I'm sorry if I got them confused, but I believe it's Show. He hits some, and all you see is El Fantasmo. Like, I was like, what the hell did Yo just like no sell it? Like, what the fuck just happened? It turns out that he takes out the goddamn cup from his pants, throws it, and they win. And you know he puts on the finisher, whatever. Yell and Show will win the IWGP Light Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. You know, third match is I believe it is Sonata versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the British Heavyweight title for the Rev Pro company. Um, you know, obviously, New Japan and Rev Pro have a great standing with each other. You know, great connection and everything. You know, Zack Sabre Jr. has obviously Zack Sabre Jr. is one of the biggest British wrestlers there, other than Will Ospreay, obviously. But Will Ospreay kind of lives in New Japan, and he stays there while Zack Sabre Jr. is still touring over there. But yeah, you know, I'm so happy. I'm very, very happy for Zack Sabre Jr. and Sonata to finally not just wrestle at a G1, but to wrestle at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom, for everyone. Um, you know, not much to say here. Just a great, I love how they say it, a classic but modern. You know, this kind of storyline is like Sonata has, you know, Zack Sabre Jr. number, and he's gonna finally be able to, you know, take that title from him. You know, um, you know, if anyone can do it, it's gonna be Sonata. Um, but you know, a kind of cash is cash, strong style type wrestling. You know, just beautiful artwork. It was artwork at its finest. That's all I gotta say. I'm a huge fan of these two. Big fan of Zack Sabre Jr. and Sonata. I've been really, really into him since he got into Lij, and he kind of spread himself out from Naito as well. You know, he's done completely great for himself. And um, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, so they go into the pinfall. Obviously, it's the pinfall of Sonata kind of usually beating him. He has always beaten him with that kind of layout roll type of counter, roll up pin. This time Zack Sabre Jr. was able to counter it, put himself in a little bit of a straitjacket, put his head down, 1, 2, 3, get the win. Zack Sabre Jr. finally pulls out the win against Sonata at the Tokyo Dome. I think this is great. Sonata didn't really need to win. I think Zack Sabre Jr. Obviously he's the British heavyweight title, but I think he still needed the win no matter what. Um, you know, and Sonata really didn't. Sonata, I think there's so much storyline that they could go off of now him losing. So it's gonna be great to see where these two guys land at, and they completely deserved to be uh to be at the Tokyo Dome, you know. And going on to the next, I believe the next match is Kenta versus Gotoh, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so it's Kenta versus Gotoh. Um, Man, this is a great storyline, man. And before I get into Kenta at the main event or whatever, before I get into that, I just want to talk about this match. So, Kenta obviously uh, has kind of grown into being one of the heaters, or not heater. Uh, I'm stupid, but has gone into like his own heat. He got himself so much heat. As much as Jay White has. So the Bullet Club is really getting really great gain. They're becoming more of a heel tag team than ever. With especially with Kenta and Jay White, man, those two guys are so hated in the business right now. Um, they're doing great for themselves. It's great to see Kenta, thriving in that position, and finally getting to see Goto kind of get some retribution. We got to see him get some retribution against Jay White at the first night of the G1 for the B block, I believe it is. We finally got to see him wrestle in that and get his retribution. But this is a big one. It's Shibata getting betrayed by Kenta and doing all that stuff, and then Goto not being able to win the IWGP. Was it the IWGP Intercontinental Championship? I think it was. And then Kenta comes out of nowhere, beats the crap out of fucking Goto. Or I don't really remember what it was, but all I know is that these guys have been beating crap out of each other, and it's great to see this match kind of come to fruition at the Tokyo Dome. So Goto gets the win. No, I don't think. Oh yeah, I do. So Gato, so I don't remember who it was, but Kenta, they did the Bullet Club kind of did try to sneak one in, but Goto was there. Goto was able to finish off Kenta. 1, 2, 3. He became the never openweight champion that day. Great match. Man, the blows that they were throwing at each other, man. Oof. And so the next match is I believe the next match is Juice Robinson versus John Moxley. Either it was before or after. I'm just gonna go into it. This is the payoff match, for these two. We got to see Juice Robinson and John Moxley. I kind of felt that John Moxley would win because I'm not a big fan of double champions when it comes to tag team and a singles champion, being together. So I wasn't feeling great about Juice winning, but John Moxley is kind of I think New Japan is with John Moxley right now. They love him. He did great in the G1, and so I think they're gonna push him all the way from 2020. I think he's gonna have a great one in New Japan as well as AEW. So they're obviously grooming him to be at Wrestle Kingdom next year, and everyone and even I thought was like, oh, he's probably gonna lose here, to because it'll be his send off. It'll be his end of the New Japan type of thing. But man, where was everyone wrong about that, man? John Moxley is just he's in this, he's not just in the staying in New Japan, but at the end of the match, John Moxley obviously I believe he hits two Death Riders to finish off Juice Robinson. He pins at 1, 2, 3. Obviously John Moxley's kind of saying, he's the badass of, New Japan now, and that, nobody is gonna, go toe to toe with him. And all of a sudden, you hear the magical music of Minoru Suzuki. Man, I like if I completely marked out for this one too. Man, I was just jumping out of my seat. Like, could it be like is Minoru Suzuki really in? You know, really here? You know, so so I hope I was hoping, man, he's gonna be here because Minoru Suzuki was not a part of a singles match at Wrestle Kingdom. He was at, I believe he was at night one, but he was in a tag match. Maybe he wasn't, but he wasn't like really on the card for Wrestle Kingdom. So it was great to see him. And then, man, he's going in with the jumpsuit. He's going in and he's fucking smiling at John, and John's like, man, and he takes off all the fucking jumpsuit and he just runs to the ring, and man, Minoru Suzuki is such a fucking badass, man. They just go, they stare each other down, and man, they start hitting the blows, and Minoru Suzuki gets him in the chokehold, puts him in the gosh pile driver, hits him down, boom. Minoru Suzuki is obviously there, stating, and he grabs the U.S. title, and he states that, he is the badass, he is the king of pro wrestling. So the king is there, and the king is going after the U.S. Championship. I'm so happy they didn't wait until New Year's Dash for this. I'm so glad that this actually happened at the Tokyo Dome, just because of how great Minoru Suzuki is and how deserving he was for this moment. I think it was a better moment than he would have had than in the match. I think they were kind of trying to get to this before John Moxley got sick. Obviously, I think that's what they were going for, but yeah, this is an awesome moment because it's just two badasses coming together. Run from America, run from Japan, and it's just awesome, man. So going into the Jay White Kota Ibushi match, not much to say here. I'm just gonna say that Jay White did win it. I'm kind of shocked by that. Can't wait to see what they're gonna do with Kota Ibushi with these two losses. He went from 0 to 100 back to 0. Is kind of like oof, like like if they did this with Naito, I know they did this with Naito, but it's like, do they have to do this with every single wrestler? I hope they have something special and planned for Kota Ibushi because man, he deserves it. He signed that big contract. Might as well keep him happy. Going on to the Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, Le Champion. Chris Jericho. Man, Chris Jericho is just reinventing himself everywhere. Seeing this too, this was awesome, man. The Ace versus the Painmaker, Le Champion, Y2J, whatever you want to call him, Chris Jericho, but goes by many names. They went at it. Not the best Chris Jericho match. I will say that not the best Chris Jericho match. They did a great job. No critique for them really. But it's not the best Chris Jericho match. I think Chris Jericho did great with Okada, did great with Naito, did great with Kenny. I just and I saw that they were trying to do they put Hiroshi off that type of took him to another type of fight. Obviously something Hiroshi Tanahashi is not used to. But I think they did a great job. Obviously it could have been better, but I mean that's not really describing kind of like what it is. I think they did a great job. Could they do better? Maybe not. I know this is kind of like kind of like straight territory, but I think it was great. I think the finish was great, man. Putting Hiroshi Tanahashi in the Lion Tamer, and having him time out. That's a big one because it kind of shows like like Hiroshi might not be Hiroshi anymore. But I just love that. I think they did a great job with the finish. Could have done better with the match overall. But overall, completely overall, is enjoy the match. Yep, gotta say that. Not much to say here. There's really not much to say for that match. I did love that Chris Jericho came out with the AEW World Title. I was not expecting that, so pretty cool. All right, going into the main event. Alright, this is what you guys been waiting for. I know I have it on the screen right now. You've been watching this for what, 22, 23 minutes? But man, they were going into saying that, obviously, I forgot to tell you that Jay White was working on the knee, uh, the surgically repaired knee of Naito, and obviously Kota Ibushi, the gruesome battle with Okada, and Okada was kind of, beat, and so was Naito. So they were going to obviously, I was rooting for Naito because I really wanted to see him take that moment. Obviously, I felt like he kind of deserved it. Just because, man, he is just honestly, like, if you hear Naito speak, man, I don't even need to know the language. I just want to, like, listen to what he says. I don't even care if I can't, you know, understand what he's saying. I still want to listen to him. Um, but going talking about this match, so Naito comes out with a beautiful, and I mean, he came out looking beautiful, an all white fucking all white design, tranquilo. Um, I believe it said Toro Tranquilo on the on on one of the side of the sweater or whatever he was wearing, and then I think it said uh uh Los Ingobernables on the side, and Los Ingobernables obviously the logo on the back of the sweater. Came out all white, obviously no mask this time. Um, just a beautiful outfit, and obviously Okada came out with the same outfit he wore. Pretty cool outfit he had on as well. So the match was kind of built on Naito and Okada's rivalry through the 7 years, and Naito finally having another chance. Again, he's in the ninth inning. They're tied. Three. Naito has 2 outs. Bases are loaded. He needs to get the next run in to get the win. And man, this had me on the edge of my seat. Now I want to talk about the finish mostly. Um, so the finish of the match, obviously at Wrestle Kingdom 12, Naito made one mistake. He made one mistake, and Okada was able to beat him. Now Naito in this match was getting beat down quite a bit just because of injured leg, injured knee, and everything. Okada was on another level. He was beating the crap out of Naito. Um, Obviously at Wrestle Kingdom 12, he tried to go for Stardust. He misses. Okada goes for the Rainmaker. He beats him. Um, Naito in this match. I believe during the finish of the match, um, Okada. I believe he went for Naito went for the DDT, or was it Gloria? But he went and he got the Destino on. Okada kicks out, pulls him to the ring, and man, when he went for Stardust, I was going crazy because it was like deja vu. It was. I was thinking it's gonna be deja vu from Wrestle Kingdom 12, and man, he hit Stardust, and Stardust. Stardust is so rare, but man, it's such a beautiful move that Naito does. He goes on the top rope, Stardust. I'm thinking Okada is gonna move out the way. Boom! He hits him. Stardust, 1, 2, kick out. Man, I honestly thought Naito was gonna win with Stardust. I honestly thought he was gonna be able to win with Stardust. And so later on, Naito picks him up. Um, Naito goes for Destino. Okada gets him. Okada catches him. Tries to go for the power driver, or should I say the tombstone. Um, Naito gets out of that. Um, he then goes for um, I believe he then goes for Destino. So it's like everything's just happening quickly, and I'm thinking, man, Okada's just gonna hit him with the Rainmaker, and it's gonna be over. Naito then hits him with the Destino, the biggest Destino of, I think, wrestling organization. But before I go into the ending, I completely forgot about how I felt during this match, man. This match, I wasn't there for it, but my dad was next to me, and I was talking to him. I'm like, man, I bet this feels like WrestleMania. I believe it was WrestleMania um, 7, WrestleMania 4. I don't really remember, but Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. The first time the IW, the Intercontinental Championship and the WWE World Championship were gonna be, or World Wrestling Federation Championship were gonna be combined. You know, for the undisputed to be undisputed. Man, I could totally feel that on my seat, man. The it really felt like Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, two popular guys, two of the best guys in the company right now, and they're going at it. And one has the IWGP Continental Championship, one has the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It honestly felt like that. And man, when the start of the match, Red Shoes was doing this balancing, and man, that place felt like Hogan versus The Rock. I cannot tell you, it was everything, man. And I know they're not old or whatever, but it really did feel like that because man, the place was split and it was just going Naito. So I completely forgot about that. I'm so sorry to kind of leave this to the end. But yeah, so Naito goes for the signal. 1, 2, 3. Naito gets the win. Hugest pop. I'm going crazy. You know, I'm jumping up and down. Um, um, and man, this is one of the best moments. And man, Naito gets the mic. The first thing he does, he gets the mic. Okada's obviously leading. Naito gets the mic and he says, Okada, man, this is awesome. Hope we do it again. Man, that place was rocking, man. That place was rocking, and then you see Okada with the fist pump in the air. Man, that place was popping, and that shit was going crazy. They popped the big time, man. They popped the big time. So, going into Naito and him finally getting 2 titles, Ken Kelly saying it kind of rights the wrong, you know, what he did, and you know it doesn't remake history or it doesn't reverse history, but it has to feel great for Naito to finally be able to do this, and man, and you can tell yourself like, and then obviously you know he was talking, and obviously he went for, you know, the Los Ingobernables in Naito, I mean Hiromu, Sanada, Evil, um, Shingo, you know, Naito, Nosotros, Los Ingobernables, and then all of a sudden Kenta comes out, the piece of shit Kenta comes out, and he fucking knocks Naito out of his ass, man. This had me fucking heated, man. The whole crowd was heated, completely. Rocky Romero, Kevin Kelly were so fucking mad. They called him a piece of shit, and man, he was a piece of shit. Kenta was a straight up piece of shit. He fucking sat on Naito's face, and Bushi was able to come out here. Kenta ran away. Um, to be honest, I had to critique this just a little bit. I think they should have gave Naito the moment. I think they should have savored this for New Year's Dash when Kenta, but then again, you know, it felt like one of those moments. You know, it felt like it just felt like we should do it here. The place is popping. It's a great way to get heat, and it's a great way to move on what Kenta has done. I just think it was Naito's time, and Naito kind of deserved that moment, you know, to kind of bask in the glory and have the confetti come down. Um, it just, you know, it sucked, but I'm honestly hoping that the case is that we'll be able to see Naito have the IWGP Heavyweight title at Wrestle Kingdom, and be able to retain it, you know, and have that moment once again where it'll be the complete payoff. Because this was the payoff for the big storyline. It's obviously going to the next storyline, and I just think, man, New Japan just do a great job. Gotoh, like I said, Gotoh and Jado. So I think I'm gonna leave the video here. My voice is getting fucking raspy and shit, so I'm just gonna leave it here. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah. So the next video I'm gonna have up is gonna be I don't know what I'm gonna have up next, but one of the next videos I'm gonna have is a Liger special. So I'm gonna have a video just based on Liger. It's gonna be really cool. I don't want to say much about it. I just want to say it's gonna be about Jushin Liger. It's gonna be awesome. And yeah, so click that subscribe button, click that like button, comment. I know you guys don't like hearing that, but you know, I'm a small channel, fuck it. But yeah, thank you guys. Next time we'll probably go back to our regular things. But yeah, so peace out, guys.